Hello guys, Dhananjay here and welcome back to a new video or the first ever PC build video on this channel. I had done one earlier but that was too long, so I'm going to call this the first one because it's a better one in my opinion. And this PC build is going to be very costly, and if you are looking forward to a budget PC build, then do not worry, I have already got you covered. I'm already working on a build which will cost you around 40 to 50,000 rupees, and that will be an editing PC build. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below to get notified whenever I upload that video. Now let's talk about the current PC build, and this PC build is aimed towards gamers. So if you are a gamer, then this PC build can help you a lot. If you do not have any limit of budget, then don't forget to go with this particular build because it's awesome in my opinion. And not only that, if you are into RGB lighting, and many of us are, then this PC build looks like this and it's awesome. You can control everything on this PC and you can add more RGB lighting setups too. I'll talk about that later on when I talk about the motherboard. Many of guys have started doing YouTube videos, so I have made sure that if you edit on this particular PC build, you will not feel that this is just a gaming PC build and it cannot edit or something like that. And that is the reason why I chose the i5-7600K. I know that after hearing the processor, the first question is going to be, why did not you choose the Ryzen processor? So first of all, I started building this PC almost 1 or 1.5 months back, and at that time Ryzen CPUs were not available in the market and they were not even officially launched. There will be a separate PC build coming in the future, but anyways, the prices of 1700X or 1800X are higher as compared to i5-7600K, but i5-7600K with the base clock of 3.8 GHz, which can go up to 4.2 GHz, can be overclocked too, as it is a K series processor, and you can go up to 5 GHz with around 1.3 volts, and it should be stable enough for video editing. And I personally did 4K video editing with this PC build on Sony Vegas Pro, and it was very smooth experience as compared to my i7-4790. It was not that smooth, but it was very good, no hiccups whatsoever. So even if you decide to do 4K video editing, then that should not be a huge problem. But if you decide to do 1080p editing with this PC build, it will be a breeze. So do not worry about 1080p editing on this PC build, as it is i5-7600K. And we are going to overclock this processor, so we obviously need a cooler. We cannot, I am repeating this once again, we cannot use stock cooler if we are going to overclock any processor, just in case if you did not know. And for that purpose, we are going to use Cooler Master's Master Liquid Pro 240, which has two 120mm fans, as the name suggests. 240, which means 120 multiplied by 2, and this cooler was more than sufficient to overclock this processor. It kept the processor running smoothly and cool, no problems whatsoever. The CPU temperatures were under limit, plus it has blue LED lights over here which cannot be turned off for some odd reason. I do not know why Cooler Master has not enabled a way to turn off this LED light, and it looks very good in the PC too, so I don't have any complaints with that. After this, now let's talk about RAM. And for RAM, I am going with Kingston HyperX Fury clocked at 2400 MHz and 16 GB of RAM. Two sticks of 8 GB, which is quite obvious. And the motherboard which we are going to use supports up to 64 GB of memory. So just in case if you want to upgrade in the future, then you can buy one stick of 16 GB and then upgrade eventually to get 64 GB of storage and use the full capacity of your motherboard. But I personally think that for normal 1080p editing and any level of gaming, 16 GB of RAM should be more than enough. And as you guys know by the title that I'm going to use a Gigabyte Aorus GTX 1080 Ti in this build, so there is no point in holding back the graphics card as suspense. So Gigabyte recommends a 600 watt power supply with the GTX 1080 Ti, but it's always good to assume like 20% increase in power supply. And as Gigabyte recommends a 600 watt power supply, we are going with a 750 watt power supply, which is going to be Cooler Master's GX 750 CM Storm Edition, which is 80 plus bronze certified, and you can get up to 85% of efficiency with this particular power supply. And this power supply is more than enough to power the graphics card, overclock the CPU, and do anything that you want. Frankly speaking, the 750 watt power supply is a little bit overkill, but people do buy 1000 watt power supply, and it does exist even though their system requires 300 watts or 400 watts. So 750 watt, it just tad a bit overkill, but that's okay considering, like, yeah, come on. Now let's talk about storage, because it is one of the most important part. When it comes to installing games, 1TB SSDs are available in the market, but they are very costly in my opinion as of 2017. In the future, who knows, they might come down to 10,000 rupees or 15,000 rupees. So we are going to use 1 TB of Western Digital hard disk which runs at 7200 RPM. If you think that 256 GB or 500 GB of SSD will be more than enough to install your games, then go ahead and do that. I would recommend you to do that because SSDs perform far better as compared to normal hard disks. And not only that, we are going to use Samsung 850 EVO Pro SSD to install our Windows 10. If you want to install Windows 10, then you can go ahead and do that too. And 120 GB should be more than enough to install Windows 10, Photoshop, all Adobe applications, Sony Vegas Pro, or all the applications which you use on your PC, and install all the games on this Western Digital hard disk. And a case is very important because we have to fit all the parts in that particular case, and we have to make sure that the case is very good. And in this PC build, I'm going to use Cooler Masters Masterbox 5, and the color which I've chosen is white because I think that white looks classy as compared to the normal black, because many of us have black cases and having a white case is surely a little bit different as compared to the black one. It supports full ATX motherboard and it has lot of space, and when I say lot of space, literally there is a lot of space. At the back side, when you want to do cable management, I personally did not do much, because even if you do not do cable management and just route the wires from the back panel will fit perfectly without you having to use any type of force, because the clearance in the Masterbox 5 case is really good. But if you are planning to do cable management, and you should do cable management, what am I saying? You should do cable management obviously, then there are a lot of holes on this case which will allow you to route the cables from the front to the back side. Plus there are two USB 3.0 ports in the front if that excites you. And the only bad thing about this particular case is that the top of this case is closed. That was a little bit disheartening, but the space which is available is huge. Because of that top being closed, I had to install the cooler in the front. I would have loved to keep the cooler at the top side, which is closed on this case. Now let's talk about the second most expensive part of this PC build, which is the motherboard. So we are going to use Gigabyte's Z270X Gaming 9 motherboard, which is Aorus series gaming motherboard, which has tons of feature. By the way, I have already reviewed that particular motherboard on the channel, so link for that will be present in the I button, which is popping up right now. Don't forget to watch that video to come to know about everything that this motherboard has to support. I would like to mention few features of this motherboard, which I obviously have to do because I'm doing this video is different as compared to that one. So it has RGB setup, and not only just normal RGB setup, you can manipulate it according to you. Like if you want a particular part to glow or not to glow, you can control that. If you want a particular part to be red and you want the bottom part to be green and top part to be yellow, then you can do that yourself. And not only this, but the RGB Fusion app which Gigabyte has provided with this motherboard, you can also control these RGB lights with the music which you are playing. Just listen to this sample. So basically a lot of RGB features are present on this motherboard, but we are not paying all the money on this motherboard, which is very costly in my opinion, just for RGB features. It supports M.2 SSDs, U.2 SSDs, Intel Optane memories are supported on this motherboard too. So the latest $2,500 Intel SSD, which is launched by Intel because it's Intel SSD, is supported on this motherboard. Lot of features are there on this motherboard. As I said earlier, just watch that video, motherboard unboxing and review video. It's awesome. This motherboard is amazing, literally amazing in my opinion. Not only look wise, but the features which are present on this motherboard are great too. You can have 4-way SLI bridge on this motherboard, which supports up to 64 GB of RAM and all 6th generation and 7th generation of Intel processors. I guess that's pretty much it for the motherboard part. And all of you were waiting for this particular part, which is graphics card, because this is a gaming PC build and the graphics card has to be really good. And we are going to use Gigabyte's Aorus GTX 1080 Ti. You heard me right, 1080 Ti 1080 Ti, which is the best graphics card you can buy in the market right now. And oh my god, it performs extremely good. It has 11 gigs of RAM. 8K displays are supported on this motherboard. You get 3 display ports. You get a lot of HDMI ports and a lot of display ports with this particular motherboard. Silent mode is clocked at 1582 MHz. Gaming mode is clocked at 1683 MHz. And the overclock mode is clocked at 1708 MHz. and when you go to overclock mode, the graphics card performs too good, like literally too good. No game that I tried hanged or something like that. Here are some of the benchmarks that I've tried with few games, not a lot of games. And if you want me to do a detailed graphic card benchmark video with games, then let me know about that in the comment section box below, or add your vote in the poll so that I'll come to know about that.
Trail's fresh. Ms. Love just left home. You, Ms. Love? You bastard.
Gunslinger 2-1, action. Enemy ICOM chatter indicates they're still in the area.
Those electric arrows.
Where the fuck that come from?
I'm covering you. Fucking get it up! Get it up!
Heads up, Prophet. Cell reinforcements en route.
Sector is now
Shit stopper! Shit my damn bed!
Miscreant. Don't be no wise ass punk. Now give me that. Look out the way. Damn, 5-0.
Right here, dispatch. I'll check it out.
Just give up.
Suspect is in the car.
And as you saw, it performs extremely well, no issues whatsoever. 1080p gaming is smooth as whatever you want to call. With CSGO, which is what I play a lot, 200 FPS in CSGO, that's extremely good. And as I said earlier, one PC build is in the making right now. I just need to shoot a video like this one, and then that video can go up too, because benchmarking is not done, but it will be done in few hours, so that's not an issue over here. So if you like this video, then don't forget to give this video a huge thumbs up, and if you want to buy any of these parts, then all the links are present in the description box below. So do not worry, just go in the description box below and buy those parts. I'll give Amazon.in and Amazon.com links most probably. Yes, I will do that too. So don't forget to buy from those particular links. It will help out the channel. If you have not subscribed to the channel yet, then you can help out the channel by subscribing too. Just click on my face, which is like, click on this awesome face and get subscribed, because many more awesome videos like this. Too many awesome, but anyways, awesome videos like these are going to come real soon on the channel. And the Gigabyte motherboard, which I was talking about, thanks for the noise, man, but anyways, is present over here. Just click on that and watch that video. It's awesome too. So yeah, thank you guys, thank you for watching.